Hello, soul family. How you doing? I know it's been a while. It's been 6 months to be exact, and I know that's too long. But I'm back, and I want to start by saying thank you to all of you who have waited for me, those of you who have joined me when I was gone, and those of you who have been sharing your experiences with me. When I left, I think I had like 3,000 something subscribers, if I'm not mistaken, and now I'm like at 6,000. So that means that many of you showed up when I was gone, and even though you saw that I wasn't making any recent videos, you still subscribed, you still waited for me, and I want to thank you. You all are truly my soul family. Thank you. Thank you, truly. What have I been doing? What have I been up to? Kind of like that's really pretty much what I want to talk about in this video, and just kind of like share some of the things I've been feeling, because I know that we are in alignment, many of you who have found this channel, and so we're usually going through a lot of the same things at the same time, or something similar. So what have I been doing? I have been being a wife and being a mommy. I'm still working, I'm still exercising. I'm working out in my garage/gym. I just bought the younger girls, my younger ones, some new bikes, and so they've been riding around the neighborhood and I've been jogging behind them. So I've still been out there getting my exercise and still connecting. Now, I felt a little disconnected at one time, and I'm pretty sure I know why, and that's because I started drinking wine again. So I would get into this habit. I want to drink wine when I'm cooking, so I'm cooking and I'm sipping on my wine, and then it becomes this like repetitive thing, and I do it all the time. And I just recently decided to cleanse myself because I really respect you all, and I know that I feel like in the past the universe has spoke to you through me, and I feel like in order for that to happen, I have to be clean. So on the 28th of February, I was like, okay, I'm not drinking anymore. So I didn't drink on the 28th. We were drinking, we went out on the 27th, so we were drinking on the 28th. No drinking. Time to cleanse myself. I'm like, I'm gonna start making these videos soon, so it's time to clean myself. So I had like an experience 2 days after drinking with the Kundalini energy, and it was almost like just a confirmation that yes, thank you for cleaning yourself. When I go to bed and have wine in my system, I'm numb, so therefore I'm not feeling the connection. It's always there, but I wasn't feeling it that much, and so that's why I had to cleanse myself before starting to make these videos again. Now, other than that, let me share with you all what I've been experiencing or what I've been feeling since I've been gone. The cranes are talking. That just happened. Okay, I'm not even gonna get into that. Just getting distracted. So, let's get to it. Number one, I want to start by saying I've learned a lot about you all since I've been gone, because even though I haven't been making videos, I've been communicating with you all, commenting, reading your comments, talking to you, and so I've still been talking to people even though I haven't been making videos. But while it's like I kind of like learned a lot about you all, and I've learned that you all receive us better and relate to us better when we are transparent and when we just keep it real with you. When I say us, I mean the people who are on YouTube sharing their spiritual journey. When we do that, you all relate to us more. I learned that I don't have to come on here acting like a teacher, like, oh, well, you got to do this and you got to do that, because most of the time you all already know that. You know it already. And so what we serve as is like a confirmation or a reminder of who you are. That's what we serve as, a reminder of who you are. Just confirming some of the things that you feel and experience. I think that many of us we do a disservice to ourselves when we feel like we can't learn from you. Many of you are half my age, like you're young enough to be my children. You're in your 20s. I'm 42 years old. Actually, I'm 43. I'll be 44 this year. See, that's what happens when you get up there. You start forgetting your age. So many of you, much younger than us, you're already on this journey. And many of us, such as myself, didn't even realize that I was on this journey since birth. I didn't even realize that until I was probably about 40 years old. So there's a lot that I can learn from you all. So I don't need to come on here acting like a teacher. I just need to come on here and keep it real, be who I am, and that alone helps to raise the vibration of everyone, including myself. So some of the things I've been experiencing since I've been gone, I feel like I went through another dark night of the soul phase. It wasn't very intense, just kind of mild. I know the first time I experienced it in 2019, I knew that it was a dark night of soul. It was easy for me to figure that out because there was something crawling on me. There was no explanation for why I was feeling how I was feeling. Like everything was great in life. I was happy, family's healthy. We moved out of Miami into a bigger, more comfortable, everything's great. So why am I like obsessing and getting mad about things that happened when I was a kid and stuff like that? It was just like, it was obvious that you're going through something's going on. So that's how I was able to figure out that I was going through a dark night of the soul phase, because there was really no explanation for why I was feeling the way I was feeling. This time though, it was almost like I deflected in a way and kind of blamed my emotions on something else. So it was a little confusing. Like, for example, I started obsessing about things that happened in the past, and then there was a period of time where my husband, there was some important things he needed to take care of, and when I would step to him about, okay, well, you need to do this and you need to do that, he would just be like, all right, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then I kind of got annoyed with him not moving fast enough, and I snapped. I was kind of mean. I kind of like really snapped, and I felt bad about it later. Of course, you know us as Libras with the scales, we kind of tip like that, and then adding kind of like a cleansing going on or purging going on with that, then it can be quite intense. So even though I apologized to him for being so mean, he didn't even feel like he needed that apology. He felt like he needed me to snap, because that kind of like made him take things more seriously and be like, okay, I need to get this done. So after that was all done, I was able to start looking back at it like, wow, I was really like purging. I was like, there was a lot of anger, and I was deflecting it. Oh, like, this is the reason I'm angry, but it was just purging. It was cleansing going on. That's why I was angry. So I'm sorry, baby. You know I love you. He knows I love him. He's my #1 fan. He's even excited about me starting back making my videos. He said to me before he left for work this morning, make a dope ass video today, baby. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna be the first one looking at this video as soon as I post it. So thank you, baby, I love you. Anyway, aside from that, the dark night phase that I went through, I know many of you may have experienced some of that, because we all go through these things at different times, different periods. I feel like my energy got a little heavy around the later part of the year, I believe. Aside from that, what I've been experiencing also is feeling people's emotions. I've been feeling people. I really can feel how they truly feel about me. And I won't say they don't like me, but some people are not very fond of me. I wouldn't say some people, just a couple people here and there. But I can feel their energy. I feel them. I feel that what their true intentions are. I can feel it. And that's one of the reasons why I already mentioned to you all before, I don't go on Facebook and Instagram anymore. I'm feeling too many different emotions when I get on there, and it's just not a comfortable place for me. But it can be very frustrating. That clear sentience, we already know that can be. We'll end up getting mad at the person, because it's like, why are you receiving me this way? I didn't do anything, right? But that's a waste of energy to get mad at people. What we have to remember before we are hard on ourselves, because what we'll do when people receive us that way, we'll sometimes be like, well, what did I do? Could I have done something different? What did I do wrong? And we start looking at ourselves like we may have done something that offended someone. But in reality, what we have to remember is that when people receive you that way, and you know your intentions were good, when people receive you that way, it usually has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with them and their insecurities. People will project their insecurities onto you. And there's a lot of wounded egos out there, a lot of wounded egos and people with lots of issues and insecurities. And when you come across people with wounded egos and insecurities, what happens is when you come, when you come into the place with your, just a little bit of confidence in who you are and high vibrations, nothing like, you don't have to be acting better, like acting like you're superior or anything like that. Just a little bit of confidence and high vibes, and people with insecurities and wounded egos will receive that as if you think you're better than them. And in actuality, it's them who thinks that you're better than them, unfortunately. And I'm learning more and more how to deal with that. To still give a little love, give a little kindness, but separate yourself, because that type of energy does not deserve your attention. They have work to do, and they may not know it, but they have work to do, and that's on them. We cannot allow people to project their insecurities on us and then take it in, because what we do is we feel their emotions and make it our own. That's what we do. It's like an empathic type of thing, empathic psychic type of thing. And so that type of energy does not deserve your attention. We need to keep raising our vibration, and all that does is lower your vibration. That's all it does. So I'm learning more and more how to deal with that. Aside from that, what else have I been experiencing? Physical symptoms. Okay, so the physical symptoms. The ringing in the air, that hasn't stopped. It got really intense after I stopped drinking the wine for those 2 days. It's funny, all I needed was those 2 days. So the experience with that Kundalini energy. I mentioned to you all when this happened to me initially, and I was younger, in my 20s or late teens. When it first happened, it was very intense. The tingling feeling as I start to doze off, it would wake me up all night long, and it felt like torture. At least that's the way my perception, that's the way I perceived it, like torture. And I thought I was cursed. I thought somebody did something to me. And I mentioned that to you all before. But this time, I guess because I was wanting to feel that connection again, it didn't feel so intense, and I was actually happy that it was happening. And this was on the 2nd in the middle of the night. And it was not very intense, and it kept me up until probably like 4 something in the morning. I would doze, and then the tingling would wake me up, and then I would turn and doze again, and the tingling would wake me up, and it was all night. But I actually just laid there like, okay, energy, do your thing, because I asked for that. I wanted to feel that connection, and once I stopped drinking that wine, it was almost like that divine energy was like, okay, now we can do our work on you, because you got this wine out your system. Now we can do this work on you and raise your vibration. So that was really interesting. And that next day, I felt like people were gravitating to me more. People at work, people who don't talk to me that much, they were asking me questions the next day. It was interesting. I was starting to pay attention and notice what that energy did to me that night. Aside from that, I've had some experiences where I'm sleeping and it sounds like somebody called my name, and I wake up and nobody's around, nobody called my name. So there's spirit guides or somebody trying to get my attention. The third eye tingling, I still feel that. I don't know if the third eye is just activated and it's just going to be, I'm going to always feel that, but I still feel that too. So that's some of the same physical symptoms. And like I said, I hadn't felt a lot of it, and I believe because I was numbing myself for a while drinking that wine. Aside from that, synchronicities. I've definitely been having the synchronicities. Number synchronicities, of course. That 222 does not give me a break. It does not stop. And the 22s and the 77s, a lot of 77s lately. I've been seeing a lot of these numbers, synchronicities, also meeting people who have YouTube channels. It's almost like it was like a sign for me to start making my videos. And somebody found me from work, and I actually thought no one would ever find me, and I was almost like, shh, don't tell anybody, because this ain't for everybody. I already know my experience and me. I'm not for everybody, so I don't like to share this with people. I like the right people to just gravitate to this channel. That's pretty much it. Now, one thing there's something that has been on my mind for a while. I have a subscriber that joined me back when I had probably I remember having like maybe 11 subscribers. And this person, me and this individual would chat all the time on messages. We would share and we would talk back and forth. And one day, and this was a year or so later, right before I left for that 6-month period, this same subscriber who's been with me since the beginning, came on one of my posts and was like, you know what I've noticed being on your channel over this year or two, that there's a lot of mediums and psychics that are gravitating towards your channel. And I don't think a lot of them don't even know that they're mediums and psychics. And when I thought about that, I was like, wow. The first two, now check out this synchronicity. The first two young ladies that I connected with when I had this channel, and this was in the beginning. The first two young ladies I connected with, it was 2 of them, and they both were 22 years old. So that's pretty interesting. Now these 2 young ladies, both of them had experience with, one of them, she had an experience with her sister who passed away. Her sister visited her, and she would see orbs and things like that. Then this other young lady, this connection really blew my mind, because she lives in India. So we are super far away from each other. She's half my age, but we connect, and we almost feel like we have some kind of past life connection. It's just it's a connection where when we speak to each other, we just feel really good. Like our vibration, we raise each other's vibration. She also had an experience where she had a visit from a spirit, and this is when it freaked her out, and it felt very familiar, and it was a friendly, and she didn't understand what it was. She went to school the following week and found out her friend died. So then it was like, oh my goodness, that was her friend who came and visited her after she passed away. And ever since then, she started having more experience, like she was opened up to receiving and seeing and having experience with spirit. And we would chat on and conversate on WhatsApp, and she would tell me about certain experiences that she was having, like she could feel the eyes of spirit. And it was just, it really made me think when this subscriber I had said that to me. It really made me think like, wow, so that's really interesting. And that stuck with me for a reason. So what I believe is, if you are someone who is wondering if you have any type of psychic gifts, I believe that the fact that you gravitated towards this channel is proof that you do. Like, even for me, when I first started, before making this channel, and in one of my videos, I think like the 3rd video I ever made, I was talking about when I went to see this energy healer. I went to have a session with her, and she was just like looking at me. She asked me, do you see faces or hear voices? And I was like, no. But it happened after she said that. It was like a little while later. Then I had these moments of meditating, and I would see faces, I would hear voices. I was in my living room one time, and someone whispered and whistled in my ear. So I think that now that the energy on the planet is shifting, we're in the age of Aquarius, a lot of us and our psychic gifts, our power is growing. That's what's happening with a lot of us. And that's why we're becoming so sensitive to energies, and we kind of like want to hide away, and like there's a lot going on the planet. And so that, to me, it stuck with me for a reason to mention that. If you're someone who's wondering if you have any type of psychic gifts, the fact that you gravitated to this channel is proof that you do. So I just want to say that before I end the video, because there's really nothing else to say. I just wanted to kind of catch up with you all before I make another video, and just kind of like warm myself up a little bit and say hello to all of you. My next video, like I said, I'm back to keep it real. I'm back to like be truthful with you all. My next video, I want to talk about marijuana, something I never speak about, and mushrooms, actually. My experience with these two. Since I've been gone, I've actually tried mushrooms, and I'm going to share what that was all about, what that experience was like. Psilocybin, it's what it's called. It's a plant medicine. So it's not, I'm not going to call either of these drugs. Of course, you can abuse them, and it's not going to benefit you if you abuse it. But I want to talk about my experience with weed, marijuana. I mean, I say weed or reefer, like the old folks used to say, reefer. I want to talk about my experience with weed and my experience with the mushrooms. I want to talk about that and keep it real with you all in my next video. So I'll be seeing you all soon. Until next time, thanks again. I love you, my soul family. Peace and blessings.